Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Mouthing Off with Mike, the only wrestling podcast that is a little bit scared of spiders. And spiders is a valid conversation topic to start this video because we are talking about a premium live event that will see the return of AJ Lee. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, AJ Lee will tag team with her husband, CM Punk, against the husband and wife duo of Becky Lynch and Seth frickin' Rollins. That's not also a return that we're going to be seeing here on Wrestlepalooza. We are also going to see the return of the Beast incarnate, the Beast, the next big thing. Now, not so much the next big thing, but maybe more so the next big old thing to retire. Brock Lesnar will take on the never-seen 17, the world's greatest of all time, John Cena, in a John Cena farewell tour match at Wrestlepalooza. And this is also the debut of premium live events for WWE on the worldwide leader of sports and entertainment, ESPN. This right here is Mouthing Off with Mike, and we are MSPN. We are the worldwide leader in shenanigans. Let's get into these Wrestlepalooza, Pickapalooza here on MOWM.
Mouthing Off with Mike, Mouthing Off with Mike, Mouthing Off with Mike.
You heard the intro here to the video. It is Wrestlepalooza, Pickapalooza, because WWE Wrestlepalooza live from Indianapolis, Indiana at the Gainbridge Fieldhouse will emanate live on ESPN for the first time ever. We have made the transition from the Peacock, get your minds out of the gutter here, and we are now transitioning from Peacock to ESPN. So unfortunately, rest in peace to the greatest running joke that we had on MOWM, which was gotta tune in to the cock, gotta watch the cock. We no longer get to say that. It is a sad day. We are in mourning. We have put it to bed. Rest in peace. Watching on the cock, 2019 to 2025. Put an asterisk next to that start date. I don't remember exactly when we went over to the cock and transitioned, but hey, we're back. We're going to ESPN. So we'll see how that works out. If you have Spectrum or another good cable provider, or I don't know if they're good cable providers, but if you have Spectrum, I know for a fact you've got the ESPN Mega Bundle. You've got ESPN Unlimited included in your cable subscription. For people like me and maybe you watching this, you got fucked by the mouse.
What do you mean by that?
And that mouse, in fact, I'm not going to say his name, but you know what mouse I'm talking about. It's the massive conglomerate that owns ESPN as well as a lot of other channels and brands and things. And once you start connecting the dots, you really realize who. Anywho. But yes, I did in fact get fucked by the mouse, and I had to upgrade my bundle. I had to go ahead and switch on over to the ESPN Unlimited bundle with Hulu and Disney Plus and pay for the ad-free and $35.99 a month for 12 months, and then after that it's going to be $40 a month. So this is the new norm for not only watching wrestling on streaming, but also for watching sports, football, college football, baseball, soccer, basketball. You need a lot. So not really too excited about this transition, but hey, look, if you're a fan of wrestling, you're going to make it work. Now, on the other side, you have AEW, HBO Max. There's an agreement in place for the next premium live event, or pay-per-view, I should say, All Out. You'll be able to purchase it through HBO Max for $40, $10 less than what you would pay through Amazon or another pay-per-view provider like Thriller, Fight TV, whatever exists now at this point. Same sentiment remains. You still need to have an HBO Max subscription if you don't have a cable subscription to log into TNT and TBS to watch live on the app. If not, you have HBO Max. That's another $15 to $20 a month. On top of that, your premium live events for AEW, that's $40 to $50 a month. You're talking, if you want to watch all the wrestling per month, you're going to be spending a couple $100. Now, getting out of the financial budgeting and the sad corporate media that we have to deal with, we do have wrestling to talk about, and this is a wild card to get into. You have CM Punk and AJ Lee versus Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, two of the most well-known wrestling couples in modern professional wrestling history. CM Punk and AJ Lee, Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, the very woman who announced her pregnancy live on Monday Night Raw in the Thunderdome era, and Seth Rollins, who that same episode came out looking like he had seen a ghost. We are all these years later, after an incredible feud between Seth and Punk, which felt like it went on forever, we are now going to finally lace up the boots and stop yapping, and we're going to get to grapping here in the ring, Wrestlepalooza ESPN. Punk and AJ Lee. AJ Lee, the worst kept secret return in the history of secret returns. I had an inkling Cody Rhodes was coming back at 38. I couldn't place it. I couldn't be 100% sure of it, but he came back, and it happened. AJ Lee, I was like, yeah, she's guaranteed 100%. There's no other reason why we're doing a Seth and Becky feud with CM Punk unless we're calling up his wife, AJ Lee, because I highly doubt Punk was tag teaming with Rhea Ripley for this feud, or any other woman on the roster. It had to be AJ Lee. The stars had to align, and she's back. And regardless of if you were a fan of hers or not, or you're not familiar with her and you're a new fan thanks to this new era of WWE, you're in for a treat, because even later in her career and later in age, she is still like a fine wine. She's gotten better with age, and promo work could be left some more desire, on the little bit meat left on the bone there, but she's still one of the best women's wrestlers. She kickstarted a revolution. She changed the way women perceived in WWE under the previous two regimes ago. CM Punk, AJ Lee, Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch. If you believe in your mind that CM Punk and AJ Lee are going to lose this match in AJ Lee's return to WWE, I have beachfront property I can sell you in Idaho. CM Punk and AJ Lee beat Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch at Wrestlepalooza. We have the Women's World Championship being defended. And this is not being defended by anyone, because Naomi relinquished the title a few weeks ago on Raw due to her pregnancy. We have a vacant Women's World Championship, and we have two of the premier women in WWE fighting for the top spot on Monday Night Raw and on the Raw Women's Division. You've got the Genius of the Sky, Io Sky, versus Stephanie Vaquer. Vaquer, just don't call her Vacay like Nikki Bella. I digress. Big time match. Big time fight. Technically, only women's singles match on Wrestlepalooza. Obviously mixed tag match, and then 3 men's matches, and then this women's match. But I'm going to be honest with you. Io Sky, I love Io. I think she is incredible. I think you could put the rocket on her back and send her to the moon and above. Get her out of the universe. Get her into the multiverse, because you can put everything on her back and she will excel at what she does. Her in-ring work, her work ethic speaks for itself. Stephanie, this is one of, if not the hottest free agent signings WWE has had in quite some time for the women's division. Obviously, Jordynne Grace, Naomi, big-time signings. But when we look at it, Stephanie came from AEW, came from CMLL to AEW, had an incredible match with Mercedes Moné. Next, 48 hours later, she is signed to a WWE contract. Now, that speaks volumes for what WWE saw. She previously tried out. She is one of the only Chilean-born women on the roster. It is an incredible story for Stephanie. What better stage for Stephanie Vaquer to win the main roster world title than at Wrestlepalooza in Indianapolis on ESPN? So I'm going to give the win to Big Steph and a little devil's kiss to Io Sky and new women's world champion Stephanie Vaquer. The Usos will reunite for the first time in a few years. It has been a couple years now, about 2 for the Usos. 2 or 3 we're going on. They'll take on the team of Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, B&B Security here. The part of the Seth Riders, or the Vision as they are called. The Usos, they're not really on the same page right now. But I do believe the Usos will crumble under the massive amount of meat that Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker bring to this match. I believe we will see a tsunami and a spear and a 1-2-3 for the win going to B&B, Bronson, and Braun. Next up, let's talk a little bit about the undisputed WWE Championship being defended by the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, against the Scottish Warrior, the Scottish Psychopath, the megalomaniacal, diabolical Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre hit him with a little claymore, put his skull through the desk. Cody Rhodes went and filmed a little Street Fighter action. He's a little ghillie action. He had the hair and everything. Came back a little jacked up, a little bit more jacked up than I've seen from the Codester. He wants Drew McIntyre's Scottish ass in Wrestlepalooza in Indianapolis, and he's got it. Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes for the title. Drew McIntyre, here's a guy. Let's talk about it. Here is a guy who just a year ago was coming off the hottest feud in professional wrestling. In, not just WWE, but in professional wrestling. Here he is a year later, and he got thrown into the mid-card title. He got thrown into a tag team with Logan Paul. He even had a match with Logan Paul against Jelly Roll and Randy Orton at SummerSlam. He is injected right back into the world title picture, and he's got his sights set on the nightmare that is Cody Rhodes. Would I like to see Drew get the title? Yeah, I would. I'm a Cody guy through and through. You see all the shit behind me, but I love Cody. I'm all right with a quick title run, take it off Cena, transition to Drew for a bit, someone takes it off Drew. I think right now we're in a time after a 1,300-day title reign with Roman, and then a 400-plus day with Cody, and then, the 666 with Gunther, and the long title reign that we had with, the World Championship for Gunther. I really think we gotta kind of play a little hot potato right now, because to be honest, I want to see more people fight for the titles. I want to see new champions. I want to see people that have put in work, that have fought to get to that point. I want to see them get that shine. Drew's a guy who, realistically, he didn't get a full WrestleMania moment. He got cashed in on at WrestleMania 40. He chased the title. He didn't get it back, and now he got stuck in the weird vortex that is Triple H and his sporadic fucking booking. So what do you want? So would I like to see Drew get the win? Fuck yeah, I would, man. It'd be great for Drew. It would help the SmackDown division. We don't really have, outside of Seth, we have a heel, but Seth is not a heel. Seth is just crazy, to be honest. So I think Cody's going to retain the title. After all that yapping, Cody's going to retain the championship. John Cena and Brock Lesnar, one final time. A match none of us, not a single soul. Not you, not me, not the souls in the Funko Pops behind me, not the souls that are in my living room, or the souls that Undertaker has taken over the years. Not a single one of those souls asked for a Brock Lesnar John Cena match in the fucking year of 2025. Nobody. Not me, not you. Fuck, I don't even think John Cena himself, the never seen 17, wanted to face Brock Lesnar on this retirement tour. But money talks, bullshit walks, ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports, Brock Lesnar, a former UFC World Heavyweight Champion, recognizable to the common fan, the casual fan, as Brock Lesnar. You know who he is. You don't have to watch wrestling. You don't even need to know his history, that he really got his start in WWE and helped him get into UFC, plus his college wrestling background, of course, helps, and a couple, NCAA division championships as well. But common sense shows that we are going to see an influx of people viewing this show because they're going to see two of the most recognizable faces in professional wrestling across the board, John Cena and Brock Lesnar. Now, I'm not going to get into the drama and the scandal surrounding Brock Lesnar. You know my feelings on him. You know how I feel. If we are at the point where Lesnar is welcomed back into the company after everything going on in the legal world with behind the scenes with the company, then clearly it had to go through checks and balances. a professional wrestling company and a business like WWE's would not take those proper steps and to ensure that they covered their ass. It's sad to say, but it's the truth. So I'm assuming at this point, and not having any sort of inside fucking knowledge, that they cleared it, and it's cleared, and legal, without a shadow of a doubt, he is innocent, and he is back on the scene, and he can be here. So taking that element out of this, let's talk about it as the John Cena retirement tour winds down. Does it make sense with 6 last dates remaining after this date to have John Cena waste the day on Brock Lesnar? No, I personally don't think so. I do think wars have been waged between these two, and they're billing it as one final war waged against one another, but I don't think it was necessary. I think at this point, we did what we needed to do. The heel run, in its poor execution, failed and fell flat on its face, which I'm happy we did it. I'm happy we experimented, much like if you were in college and you experimented. That's basically what that was. That was John Cena's college exploration taking place. If you watch Peacemaker, you know that makes a lot of sense. Wink, wink. No spoilers. If you haven't watched the new season, great. I love every second of it. But at this point, with 7 dates, this date included in it, it should have been switched into the up-and-comers, the people who have never faced John Cena. I was cool with the Sami Zayn match. That was a great callback. 10 years, U.S. title on Switch now, U.S. titles on Sami Zayn. It was on Cena at the time. Blah, blah, blah. Sami's breaking into the company. Cena's leaving the company at that time. You know, Cena's kind of the guy on the top. Now, all these years later, 10 years later, Cena's leaving the company. Sami's the guy that is next in line on top, or whatever you want to call Sami. That was fine. There are so many mismatches we didn't get yet. AJ Styles, you know Rick, our boy Rick. He has been calling for AJ Styles versus Cena for the IC championship to get Cena that IC title that has eluded him his 23-year career. Dirty Dom, who is the current Intercontinental Championship, who could take it from Cena, could take it from him. There is obviously matches like, this is personally for me, Sheamus, that I would have liked to seen happen. You know, Edge, obviously we know Edge is in AEW, but that's a match that hurts me, that we don't get. Taking those two out of it, we still have Gunther, Carmelo Hayes, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed. We've seen him do the dance with Solo. We've seen it with Roman. We haven't seen it with Seth again. It's not happening. We've played that out. But those are the big 3 for me. The big 4 really. Carmelo Hayes, Braun Breaker, Gunther, and honestly, you can get even crazier here, Ilya Dragunov. But big 3 really. Big 4, Dirty Dom, Mello, Gunther, Breaker. That in no particular order, those are my big 4 on these final 6 dates. Now, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I really don't know here. Brock Lesnar is the beast. It's his first match in a few years here. We haven't seen him in a while. John Cena has lost on this tour. He has won on this tour. He's pretty much split down the middle here when it comes to wins and losses, essentially. So it could go either way. Cena could get the win and shock the world and beat Lesnar one final time. Or Lesnar can F5 him 80 fucking times and suplex him 91 times and suplex City, bitch, and pin him 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring, and to the dismay of the fans at Wrestlepalooza. But I'm going to go with my heart and the GOAT, the never seen 17. I'm going to give the win to John Cena. John Cena beats Brock Lesnar in the final war waged in Indianapolis, Indiana at Wrestlepalooza. That's it, folks. Those are my predictions. A little long-winded, but there was a lot that I really wanted to break into here. Stay tuned. I've got the mic cap, the John Cena farewell tour date from Springfield, Massachusetts with Rick and Mark. Rick 8-Bit and Booking Like a Mark to comprise Booking Like an 8-Bit. And of course, we have another one from the mystery guest that will be attending Wrestlepalooza Saturday in Indianapolis. More details to come the following week. Make sure you subscribe to MOWM_ a podcast across social media. Subscribe to me on YouTube and follow me on audio platforms. There you have it, folks. Wrestlepalooza is here, and the ESPN era will be ushered in. Time will tell to see if it's a bad one or a good deal. Have a good one, everybody. Enjoy Wrestlepalooza, and I'll see you here on the next one.
Now they off with Mike. Now they off with Mike. Now they off with Mike.